and that's something we kind of have to realize, like, sure, this isn't like something we're creating or anything, and we can't really do much about it. But it's just sad to see that's like such a big trope. Like the full falling part isn't the bad part. The part is when they get that extra squeeze.
You get the extra squeeze.
It's like, I'm here
that's
and
sexual
now,
harassment.
yeah.
That's assault.
That's assault. That's beyond harassment. That's assault.
It is.
That is.
The punchline should not be assault.
Like accidents happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely
make it funny. But that
like,
totally works sometimes.
The squeeze is laughing at assaults, and that's
that's the thing.
I think this also happens in the reverse. My biggest example would be Shimonetta, which I had to stop watching because Anna is like just assaulting the main character, and it's disgusting, and I couldn't handle it, and it was played off like a joke a lot of the time, and I was really grossed out by it. It was like, haha, she just discovered what being horny is, and now she's just gonna chase him and like force herself on him.
I agree really quick that, a girl forcing herself onto a guy, oh man, that's totally wrong. Well, it's a good thing we're talking about fiction, because otherwise that would be a crime to some varying degree, but we're not talking about reality here. You fucking empty-headed lackeys for a corporate piece of shit institution. Do you not fucking get that? I mean, is that the thing? They can't distinguish between fiction and reality.
And I'm like, first of all, normal people who are discovering their sexuality don't do that, number one.
Anime.
Yeah, like... Even if you just discover that you are attracted to somebody, you don't, like, just push them down and pin them on the ground and just be like, I love you. That's not, I mean, like, that was just, I know the show's supposed to be over the top and everything, but that was too far.
Well, over the top, in principle sounds fine, but over the top, when you start talking about sexual mores, you got to be real careful, because, I think about, okay, in America in the 40s, we had Pepe Le Pew running around chasing that cat. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, now, those are animals. And nonetheless, this is the skunk. He chases the cat. He pins the cat in a corner. The cat goes limp, and he's just, like, kissing all over the cat, who obviously does not want to be there, runs away, it repeats, and goes on.
Dude, Pepe Le Pew was a fucking joke character. His character was one fucking big gag. That was the whole fucking point. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. I am literally taken aback by how fucking dense this dude is. That he's watching a cartoon with a skunk that is just way too fucking forceful in his affections towards other cartoon characters. And that's the gag, right? And there's fucking cartoons where the other characters turn it around on him. And then they're too fucking attracted to him, and then he's afraid of them. That's the fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Dude, like, how much would it suck to be this much of a sanctimonious fucking poo-pooing dickhead? This massive beta fat-ass fucking mangina in a big black polo shirt. Like, how much would it suck to be this guy? And I don't really want to make this whole thing about being superficial and insulting, but I'm sorry, dude. Like, you sound like the biggest fucking pussy when you are talking shit about a cartoon from the fucking 40s, as if that translated to actual sexual assault. Like, you are demented. You are simply demented.
That's kind of creepy.
It's
and
really,
it's really
really stop and
creepy
think
when you're talking about a skunk and a cat. Now, you carry that over to a bunch of high school students, and one of them is willingly fondling another person. That's not something that it's not good, man. It's not good.
That's not fan service. It's just,
that's
like we said,
just
glorified assault.
Yeah. And I think that's objectification.
No, Mr. fucking Mangina. No. You're not getting away with that. That's the problem with panels like this. That's the problem when you are in an echo chamber, is that you do not have a voice to say, what the fuck are you talking about? You can't make that fucking gap. You're talking about a fictional piece of content of a fucking cartoon. from the 40s. And you're saying, well, let's now take that and put it in modern era and put it in a fucking high school with real people. No! One, you're saying that that wasn't a joke. That the cartoon wasn't joking. You're saying that by making that link automatically. But to make that distance anyways, fictional fucking cartoon anthropomorphic animals to reality now, you're deluded. You are absolutely fucking deluded. And that's the problem with these panels, is that in the past, if someone were to say something like this, you'd have someone, such as myself, on that panel to say, no, dude, you're fucking talking shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You sound like a goddamn retard saying that kind of shit. And then they would feel embarrassed and wouldn't say it. Because it is an embarrassing thing to say. It is a stupid fucking argument. And not just stupid, wrong. Wrong-headed and deluded. But nowadays, it's all an echo chamber. No one is there to contradict these ridiculous fucking points. No one.
Yeah, that's turning a character into an object. And yes, I understand all fictional characters are not real people. I get that. But part of what makes fiction work is our willingness to accept that in our own heads they are. When you start accepting those rules, you start fiddling with the rules because it's, you know, you're going to end up in very difficult places very quickly, places you probably shouldn't. And we see a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of times there's different kinds of distracting characters. Distracting. I guess distracting to laugh visuals. It's really exciting. It's really useless. So that's just much. But I do know this interview that you have a wonderful digital.
This is, I can't prove this. This is all anecdotal. But Japan's changing a lot. My wife had one of her students told her, you know, this was a woman in her mid-50s. And she said, when I was growing up, I watched American sitcoms. And I watched the way that my parents treated each other and my parents' friends treated each other and the boys treated me at school. And then I watched TV and how these people from overseas lived, at least in this fictionalized world. And she said, they got a way better deal than I did. And as she grew up, she became a professional woman, and she dated, and she met guys that were not particularly interested because at that time the cultural expectation in Japan was, frankly, male-centered.
Now, I'm sure that one of my parents would love to be in a position where they didn't have to work. That's what they wanted to do. You know, I'm sure my mother wanted to spend time with her child, her only child. I'm sure she wanted to do that, but she couldn't. She had to work. So maybe this isn't an issue of the denigration of women. Maybe it has something to do with class. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe the goal is having a situation where the father can work and the mother can stay home because they have the financial security to do that. Maybe that's the fucking issue. Maybe it's not about fucking... just fucking kill yourselves. That's all I'm going to say here.
Kill yourself! Oh, yeah!
That's all I have to say here on this. I'm almost done with this because this is actually starting to piss me off legitimately. You don't understand what it's like to be part of the working class. You don't fucking get it. You don't understand what the purpose was of the American dream. It was not about fucking relegating women to the fucking broom closets and to make fucking food. It was about having the ability to have a person stay home and only rely on a single income. To not have to rely on both parents to hope to be able to pay the fucking bills, to pay the fucking mortgage, which is how it was like in my house. Both fucking parents had to have a job. And when we didn't, when that wasn't the case, when my father was out of work, we almost lost the fucking house. We were almost forced out of our fucking home because we didn't have two fucking incomes.
A woman was expected to quit her job. She could have a career, but she quits her job when she gets married. She has babies. He provides. She follows orders. She has dinner ready. She rubs his feet when he gets home.
Kill yourself! Oh, yeah!
And she's sexually reticent, outward, and sexually willing whenever he wants it. And that's that.
My mother didn't want to spend the rest of her fucking life working for a shit wage just so my family could have a stable income, health insurance, and dental. That's not what she wanted to have happen, but she was forced into that fucking position. She didn't have the option to stay home. That's the fucking problem. And that's one of the big problems in America right now, is the fact that the middle class is completely disintegrating. We are moving into a society of haves and have-nots. And you are listening to a panel of 4 fucking bourgeois cocksuckers that I wish would suck the end of a fucking barrel and fucking do this world a favor. Just fucking end yourselves, you pieces of shit. You don't get it. And people wonder why I harbor so much animosity towards middle-class people. This is why. You are listening to the single reason as to why I hate middle-class kids. Do you not fucking get that this is a fucking class issue? You goddamn retards. You mental fucking defectives.
I mean, like, to that point, like, one of my Japanese professors got pregnant while we were in college, and she was teaching us, and she had to take some time off. And she told us how her mother, like, she's like, yeah, my mother's, like, really liberal, and she's, like, more progressive than a lot of people. But whenever I was getting ready to have my baby, my mom asked, like, are you going to quit your job now? Because you're like, that's just the mentality. Like, you just stop. You go home and take care of the family. And, like, it's just, I mean, I guess, like, for other societies, it's like, whoa, you guys still do that? Like, it's something you have to recognize that culturally there are big differences.
But now it's changing. And so, like, this lady said, you know, I decided not to get married. So she became a career woman, and she, you know, and she doesn't have a long-term relationship that she's been in the way she'd like to, but she vacations all over the world, and she's fiercely protective of her identity. And she said there's more and more of us. And when I talk to my other students, I hear a lot of the same thing. Women saying, you know, look, my opinion matters, and I'm sick and tired of men telling me what my life's going to be like. And it's taken a long time because overt movements are very rare there, but it is happening. It's also been hastened, I believe, by the economic changes in Japan.
Yes, that very much is a part of it.
Two-income houses are now necessary in a lot of places, and with economic power comes social power.
How is it economic power when you have a family that's forced into relying on two incomes just to survive? How is that economic power? They want more families in Japan relying on two fucking parents that have to fucking work. That's what they want. For fucking social justice. I've said it multiple times, including to a good friend of mine who I speak to on politics a lot, and I said to him that Marxism as a concept, it's dead. It is completely and utterly dead because it has now been taken over by the bourgeoisie. The bourgeoisie have co-opted Marxism. They have completely removed any basis to which it is actually an approach to how the working class can have some basis of a comfortable life, some basis of economic security. They don't have the faintest fucking idea what they're speaking on. They have no idea where it comes from. They're just repeating other people's talking points, and they are literally talking about class as if it's a good thing. It's a good thing. These people have to now work more hours, and they're forced into employment just to survive. Isn't that a great thing, guys? Isn't that just a great thing where we force the fucking plebs into situations where they're paid shit wages just to survive?
So what guys are having, they're in a world where, you know, they're surrounded by images of, frankly, what we call misogyny. 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 Misogyny.
I'm now done. I can't take any more of this. This is just so fucking stupid. There's no one that should find this in any way convincing. This is the stupidest shit that I have yet watched. And this is one of the reasons why I don't cover feminism. I don't want to fucking cover feminism. Feminism is a fucking religion. It is a dogmatic fucking ideology. And if you believe it, you're mentally defective. And I don't want to have anything to do with you. I don't want to fucking debate you. I don't want to fucking deprogram you. I don't want to deal with you. All right? I'm not going to fucking meet you in real life and call you names and all that bullshit, because I've met plenty of proselytizers while on campus, and I sometimes would hash it out with them. I talk to them. But for the most part, it was just to have a conversation. It was just to speak with someone that has beliefs, and were trying to convince me of them, and, you know, just spend a few minutes to hash it out. When you're speaking to shit that I like, that shit that there isn't a problem with, and you're trying to say that through that, it's mind-fucking me, or that the people behind it are misogynists, are sexist, are whatever, denigrators of women, you don't have the skills or the talent or anything to do this. You're some fat fucking beta in a black polo with a lisp on fucking IGN. All right, I'm just done with this. I am done with this fucking video.